Hello, everybody. Welcome. We've got a we've got a very special introduction to a series that I'm doing with my brother over here, Tamon Kane. Say what's up to the people, Tamon.
Wolf, how you doing? My fam, horror fam, the world. What's going on?
Yes. Now we are huge fans of the television series so we decided since season 2 premiered, we decided to chop it up about it, give our takes on certain things episode by episode, so you're going to be getting that every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, except next week. Next week is going to be on a Saturday because I'll be out of town. But yes, for the remainder, it'll be on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. With my brother over here, Tamon, and it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a great time, ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling about this breakdown, Tamon?
I'm ready for it. The first season, it just pretty much ran my life because I was just waiting week after week to see the next episode, and then I rewatched it from start to finish, and I just fell in love with the writing, the acting, the whole production, the concept. I love it. I love it.
Oh yes. And we got some people in the chat. Hello, Jaleesa Taylor. Thank you for stopping by. We got Michael Anthony in the building. Thank you for stopping by. You know. But yeah, we gonna get it started with actual some of our thoughts about season one, So
Yeah.
we're gonna kick it off that way. So how did you feel about season one, Tamon? Like, what were your expectations before you even hit play? Like, what was going through your mind?
I'm the person who will research the cast, the script, anything about the project before I watch it. But when I watched season one, I didn't know anything about it. I think I sort of randomly saw a trailer for it, and I was excited for the trailer. And then I watched the show, and it was just immaculate. Like from the very beginning, um, the lead of the show just awesome. It's well casted. The mystery that they're building is so cool to me, and that's what's keeping me coming back. But that pilot, oof, I think by the end of the pilot, were they running towards the house?
Yeah,
Was that?
yeah.
Yeah, that was just intense from start to finish. What about you?
I really didn't know what to expect. Like uh tuning into the show for the first time, like I remember a lot of people kept recommending it to me. Shout out to Double Feature Podcast. Mika and Kira kept recommending it, and Tease recommended it, and I think Zena, she was talking about it, and I was just like, you know what? I gotta check this show out. Let me just press play. And I ended up being shocked at how it grabbed me from the beginning, especially like you said, that intro episode where you have, the sheriff, he's just walking up and down the street with the bell. I'm like, well, hold up, what's going on? Because and I love that intro because we're not starting it off violently, but it still was impactful for me. I'm like, what the hell is going on? People are like, all right, I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna go in the building, sheriff. I'm a, I know it's lockdown time or whatever, so it was wild to see, like, as the story progressed, like certain things as the story progressed and how other things progress, especially with the amount of like gore, like I did not expect to see that, especially like in the first episode. I was hooked in the season. Definitely took some wild turns, and I don't know, I really enjoyed the first season. And it definitely, a show hasn't gripped me like that in a while. Like, I really can't remember the last time a show gripped me like that.
No, I completely agree. And they have so many because you think it's about this family, right, and what they're going to go through. But as the series progresses, you understand it's not really
Uh-huh.
about the family. They were just a vehicle, literally used to get us to meet this larger, great ensemble of people. And it's so refreshing and great. Michael asked me who's one of my favorite characters. My favorite character. Um, um, it was hard at first because there's so many great characters. There's so many cool people that I connect with on the show. Even the little boy, not normally, they get on my nerves. But I think I like him more in season two because he's grown up just a little bit. Like he's
Yeah.
here, you're like, oh my god, what's happening? Like a child would normally naturally be, but now he's sort of adjusted,
Yeah.
which is I don't know if that's a good thing,
Yes.
but
Yes. It was nice to
I,
see. Oh yeah, it was definitely nice. It was definitely nice to see. So your favorite character was the boy then, you know.
oh no, that's his
Oh
favorite
oh
character.
no.
I just started to enjoy him. My favorite
Okay.
Jade.
Jade. Damn. I was gonna say Jade, man.
But you really
Yeah. Man, yeah, I think just because of he's like the lovable jerk to me. He's like the Tony. He reminds me of Tony Stark, especially when he's interacting with the kid, like he
for me, he checked all my boxes of my favorite characters in movies in general, but they're normally female characters. But his version of it makes I really enjoy it. Like you said, a popular jerk. I'm like not a popular jerk, but what you call it again?
he
A
was
like
a likable jerk. A likable jerk.
definitely is. He says the things that I'm thinking the entire time I'm watching
Oh yeah.
him.
Oh yeah. I
Especially
also really like Donna. Donna, she's
oh
definitely
yeah, I like
yeah.
Donna too. I like Donna too, and I
It's
think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna like the wife eventually.
Ooh.
Like my next one that I'm gonna start liking a little bit. I thought I would have liked her from the beginning, but I didn't.
Yeah. you Utaka says I'm the only one who dislikes Jade. Thank you for joining, Utaka.
We are a pro Jade channel here. Smartest one
Yeah,
there.
he's just so fun. Oh, we got a guest popping in. Got a guest popping in. Straight
So
straight from the survival scrolls. We got Lady Shasha, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me. How you guys doing?
Yes, we doing great. We doing great. Just doing the introduction and giving a brief summary of our thoughts of season one. So since you're joining us, do you have any thoughts like briefly about season one?
Well, season one, it had a lot of twists and turns that I really like, and a lot of characters that were at first subtle, but then they developed more. Like, I always forget her name, but the deputy's mother.
Yes.
I think sometimes her acting was overlooked because it was so subtle, but I feel like she was as strong of a character as homegirl that was running. I want to call it community house. It's not called community house. What's it called?
Colony.
Colony house. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
strong women in this. And oh, I mentioned this on my live stream last year about but Harold Perrineau's portrayal is just, it's amazing, and it's really reminiscent of I'm forgetting the actor's name, but the gentleman that played on the original Night of the Living Dead from 1968-69. If you go back and watch that movie, the way he plays this character is very, very similar, even the intonation and how he says things. So I wonder if he based his performance off of that character.
Wow. Wow. That's that. I didn't even think about that. Wow. Now I gotta look back. Now I gotta look back and see. Wow. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
lady,
Now, oh,
is he your favorite character on the show?
Um, I wouldn't say, do I have a favorite character? If I have to say so, then yeah, the sheriff would probably be my favorite character. Just from episode one, when he smacked the dog mess out of that dude, I was here for it. Yeah, and he's very conflicted. Like the same guy, he ended up having to have consequences for not nailing down the window, and
yeah.
that whole thing with him being very conflicted about carrying out a rule that they had all voted on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was that part especially because I was on the fence, like I was like, okay, if this is a rule that you guys all made or whatever, but it's like at what point are we uncivilized, Like it was
Mm-hmm.
great.
have any other way to be though, right? It's a different world now. Can we say that we're too civilized or not too civilized? That's out the window.
Mm-hmm.
True. Very true. You know, especially when you're drinking moonshine or whatever dude was making his liquor out of, in the at the
Mm-hmm.
bar.
I'm gonna have plenty of it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We got we got Michael Anthony says Jade's mouth is gonna get him popped. Team Donna over here.
I feeling this Jade hate in the comments.
You talking says Team Donna all the way.
Jade kind
Wow.
of grew on me though. I hated him at first, but then he kind of grew on me.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. I felt like when he first came on the screen, I was like, oh, this guy's a jerk. Like he's gonna be an asshole the whole season. But then I just like I was telling Tamon a little earlier, like he reminds me of like a Tony Stark. He's a
Mm-hmm.
Tony Stark. And his especially how he interacts with the kid and stuff like that. You
I
know.
love Jade as soon as he stumbled his drunk ass out of the car. Out of the car, I was like, yes, that's my kind of character. And then he took a moment, like in this last episode before we get to it, he was just trying to smoke a joint. And this little boy, that scene was so good in this last episode, but we're not there yet.
I
Oh
think when
yeah.
he first came, was he meant to have been on like ecstasy? Because the way he kept on touching people's faces, talking about "you're so beautiful," it was
And he
giving
was
ecstasy vibes.
sure.
Oh, I definitely think so. Like it definitely gave me that impression that he was on something or that he was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the two. Yeah, he was definitely live. He definitely started off with a bang. But last week, season one premiered, episode one. They switched over from Epics to MGM Plus. Well, it's the same company, but new logo. And they gave us the introduction. I thought they were giving us two episodes because they had two booted up there, but one was locked. So my feelings were hurt, but I was excited, to get to dive into the first episode. And the season one, because it ended with such a cliffhanger, I'm like, okay, where are they going to start this? Where are they going to start this? And it was like the way they started off was amazing to me, especially being as though it was a little callback to the beginning of the first season. And it's like things look a little bit more weary, and he's still ringing the bell, and it's just like, we're still doing this. Everybody seems, labored, a little bit. So how did you guys feel about the intro?
I I mean, I thought it was great. It's cool because from the first season one, we were basically the new victims. We were the new people that's going to be into this town. And now we're just like them. We're saying, oh shit, someone else we have to get acclimated to this world. Someone's going to, lose their shit. We get to see it from the perspective of being senior and sophomore as well. So like, it's interesting from this viewpoint because now you feel bad for them. And
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
your world, your life is changing forever, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And then guy from the psychic, just like Jeepers Creepers 2, but has going up all over the place. So I can't wait to see what happens with him and what is going on. And so many connections. It dropped so many Easter eggs.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I felt the opening was really tense and kind of claustrophobic in three different ways because you have I don't know why I can't hold on. I got a cheat sheet because I can never remember anybody's name. Boyd. Boyd was in like a chimney type thing and he's claustrophobic. Then Victor is going through these catacombs with Jim's wife, which by the way, and I speak for myself and Keisha when we both say we don't like Jim's wife. She's so annoying. There's no redeeming characters. Well, except for what she did dig down underneath the house to try to find out some stuff. But other than that, she's so annoying. And then at the same time, you have the bus people pulling up, and that young man that's either I don't know whether he's been in that town before or whether he's had like a premonition about that town that's making him like have this huge anxiety or panic attack. But it's like this anxiety is a good way of describing all three situations. Very tense, anxiety filled in three different places. Oh, and Jim being trapped under the house, another claustrophobic situation. So you have like three different claustrophobic type situations happening. I just felt really tense watching it.
Claustrophobia is the name of the episode because it's definitely permeated throughout in many ways. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially when the sheriff, he's down that hole, and I'm just like, how the hell you get down there, man? I don't know if did I miss something? How the hell you get down there?
Tree, remember the anywhere tree or whatever?
Oh yeah, the anywhere tree.
Yeah. In a little tunnel something. First experience ever, probably.
Would you trust the tree to hop in the tree?
Well, depends. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If I had no other choice, absolutely. Like I would just like focus on where I want to go. That may not be how this tree works, but I'm going to just go.
Because I think Victor was the first one to tell people to go inside the trees, and then I never remember what that skinny girl's name is. The skinny girl told him to go in the tree.
Daughter. Is she the daughter?
No, the girl that towards the end of the season she started hearing voices, and I think she.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And she left the door open to the like the clinic and let the creatures in because they were promising her something.
Oh yeah. She was baddie. Was baddie. It's you never let them in. You never let them in. And if you see, I don't know, my anxiety would not even allow me to lift up a shade. Like the shades would be permanently closed, the windows would be permanently covered and things like that. Like kids, too much. Michael, he says, I wonder if the new guy had a vision of the deaths to come like Victor when he dug up all those graves last season. Interesting. Because I don't know, I feel like he might be, I feel like he may have been there before. Like, and we don't, of course, right now we don't know, but I feel like he may have been there before.
The way he reacted, it's either he had previous encounters with it, either through visions, nightmares growing up, whatever they're going to give us. I don't know if he's physically been there. That would be super interesting. I don't know if he's physically been there, but he has visited that place before. Because he freaked out like, okay, no, turn around.
Yeah,
You're going the wrong way.
It definitely was wild, especially to see like the level of anxiety and fear he had, for him to even throw up, for him to, it was just very heightened.
It maybe it says something about the world they're creating, right? Because Sarah in the first season, who you were mentioning, she can hear voices and she can see things. She's almost clairvoyant. And then Victor, he has some type of psychic thing going on with him too. And the same with the new guy. So maybe that's a component of this world. Maybe something to do with these people, that's important and we should probably pick up on it. And I'm sure the little boy is going to be special too.
Yeah, because he keeps seeing the other little boy, the apparition of the other little boy that kind of guides him.
Maybe it's something like that. I don't know what, but it feels like that those people are gifted in this place and it's intentional.
Now, what did you guys think? Like when the bus first pulled up, like what do you think about the new characters? Because when we had the cliffhanger from the last season, and I was just like, I don't know who's going to be on that bus, or if it's just going to be a couple people on the bus. But we got a full bus, and I was like, oh, there may be some carnage going on this season because we got a lot of people for the fodder, So, how did you guys feel about that?
I loved it because it did mean there was going to be more carnage. But then the first episode subverted expectations. Because if you remember the opening to the series, the very first episode, that little girl got immediately. And it set the tone. So then the opening this time, you think, oh, you're going to see carnage. But they went another route. They went more with the suspense and tension building up but we didn't. I don't recall seeing any carnage in this season opener for season 2. So
Yeah,
it was nice how they said that they kind of showed us, oh, we could do both things.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. My initial feeling when they walked off the bus, I was like, can they go back and we like do another random selection of people? Because I just didn't like the group, right? And besides the guy, the black guy who stood out, and
Mm-hmm.
now of course the love interest of the nurse. I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted like different actors. I wanted something else. I wanted to just shake it up some more. I just wasn't really that blown away. But I'm sure that's just initial.
Mm-hmm.
I always look for chances to add some more star power or more value in like the team that you're putting into the next show or the
Mm-hmm.
next season. That would have been a great time to introduce them.
Another thing they could have done is flesh out the rest of the people in the colony house, because we don't even know who they are. I saw this random black lady with braids come out the colony house. I said, who is she?
Facts.
And
I was like,
why
wait a
didn't she
minute.
have any lines last season? Like, where'd she come from? That's not right. Flesh
You know,
her out.
that's smart because now we can just say anyone's been in this place, and now we can just add
Yeah.
anybody. Been here this entire time? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah, it's very wild. And I was excited, seeing the new characters hop on the bus. There were a few that excited me, the crazy woman, who's just, walking
Dancing in the
around,
rain.
yeah, dancing in the rain, I'm like, spirit animal, let's go, but I also like the bus driver. I like
Mm-hmm.
the bus driver. Like I don't know her name, but I like the bus driver so far.
I think there's gonna be a lot of like tension between her and I never remember Colony. I'm gonna call her Colony House Mama. Colony
Oh,
House Mama and her are gonna
Donna.
bump heads.
Anna,
Say, oh,
Donna.
Donna. Yes, Donna.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Who's
I
who?
want
She
her head
got butt.
chopped.
You want
I
her
want
head?
her head to be chopped off. I want her out of here. I want her out. She pissed me off so
She just
badly.
trying to
Mm-hmm.
do her job.
I get it, but because
Mm-hmm.
we're different, we understand. I feel like I'm a colony house member. I'm trying to tell her, like, if she's gonna be a problem, get her ass out of here.
Yeah.
Well,
Or just let her go out at night. Say, oh, you know what? Go out, see for yourself. She won't come back.
Anyone out here? Have a good day. We don't have that much space any fucking way. So y'all have a good night. I'm going
Wow.
back.
See, so Sylvester says Donna needs to go. Donna, what? What? Donna, like I feel
Oh,
Donna.
not Donna. No.
No,
Yeah,
Donna kind of holds a lot of things together.
yeah. She came up, Mama Bear energy, with
Mm-hmm.
the shotty. It's like, yo, I was like, oh, you smart. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
shoot the tires out, they ain't going nowhere. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, if they survived that night on the in the RV, how come they couldn't survive in the bus? Because I would think they might be able to survive in the bus. Like, but again, I don't know like what are the rules with these things. But I feel like if they weren't strong enough to bust in that old RV,
Mm-hmm.
then they wouldn't be strong enough to, break through the bus. I mean, of course it would scare the crap out of them, and of course no one opened the door. But then again, I guess you might run the risk of someone looking, not necessarily knowing, the
Mm-hmm.
rules of engagement. So they're looking, and then next thing you know, they're falling prey, and then the doors open, and we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2020
Yes.
22 all over again. Yeah.
Yeah, there's too many people, because when they were in the RV, it was just the little boy who's unconscious and Jim that they had to convince to keep everything closed. A bus full of people, somebody's going to open the window. It's too many people for somebody not to listen.
I'm sure that medallion will be knocked down. It's
Mm-hmm.
already rough housing already.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that talisman wouldn't last too long.
Oh, there was one thing I want to say about Donna's Mama Bear energy. When she first popped up, I thought she was Ellis's mother, because she was like acting like that's his mother until they revealed who his mother really was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think that this season, like, she really, well, so far she's like stepping it up, especially because of what happened to Colony House last season. So it's like, all right, we gotta all come together. a little bit more tighter knit. I felt like last season she had a lot of attitude, but this season I feel like I see more of her caring, because last
Hmm.
season I just felt like she was just like, yo, if you ain't at the colony house, like fuck you. But this season she's like, I wanna I wanna help these people out. Even when she talked to the deputy and was like, well, the sheriff, he isn't back yet, you're gonna have to step it up, and I was like, okay, dictating, giving advice,
Hmm.
so it was nice. It was nice to see. It was nice to see.
I think that's what Hope does in these situations because when we first met her, they had no hope that they would leave this place.
Yes.
This new characters and family comes and have these ideas and actionable plans. It sort of adds hope, and so now you're softened because you have an opportunity to live, and you think you do. So I think that has a lot to do with Donna's character growth and development.
Yes. Yes. So Sylvester says, yes, Donna, they ain't doing nothing at that house but smoking weed and having sex. Need to put those fools to work. they
There's
They
person
do
need to
work. They
not.
work in the garden growing the weed. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Sylvester in the opening. That was one of her scenes. She was like, "There's more than just this and this at Colony House. There's love there." I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Yeah, that's what I was like, it was funny to me though, because I'm like, was it really? Was it really? But I know that there were certain scenes where, they did show some sort of camaraderie and stuff
Hmm.
like that. But I just felt like it was very it was very like not PG-13 in there, especially you've got minors in there and
Hmm.
people out in the open, doing it and screwing it. And I'm just like, yo, this is inappropriate. This is inappropriate.
Well, which one would you pick? To live in the city, or would you want to be in Colony House?
I would choose to live in the city, city all day. City all day. I need my own space I need, even if I gotta throw the talisman up at the front door and I gotta hear the sounds and all the like I need my own space, you know.
I'm going to say
Especially
So,
city too, just because of the amount of people that to share one or two bathrooms. No, that's not gonna,
yeah,
that's not going to work for me.
both of your reasons are great. I initially said Colony House because I don't like rule. I don't like people to tell me what to do.
Hmm.
So I think I would like Colony House. However, I do like my space.
Hmm.
I do really appreciate the quietness, and if we have to have like multiple talismans or whatever we need to do to keep this house safe, I think I'll live in the city too.
yeah,
But
yeah, it's just it's too many factors living with a bunch of people like that. Because it's one thing living with family, but it's another thing living with people you do not know what their habits are. And I know for the sheer amount of people, not everybody is washing their ass properly. It's
Hmm.
just the sheer amount of people, not everybody. So you got some sort of body odor floating around. You got some sort of, nasty habits, some sort of filth, it's something. It's something. And I know like we're in this situation and it's dire and there's things outside, but I just feel like, yo, I need my comfort. And even if, I'm in a not so comfortable situation, I'm going to tidy it up to make myself, feel more better, and just try and make it feel like home. And I feel like I couldn't do that at Colony House. But I will say, like we were talking to Keisha not too long ago. She said she would get a weekend pass. I'm like, I don't know about the whole weekend, but I might get a Sunday pass because I figure, that's the less turned up day of the weekend,
Hmm.
at Colony House.
Yeah, and you can always go there. Like, even if you live in town, it's not like you can't go to Colony House, hang out for the day, and then go home.
Well, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
The town is so small, you can walk there and then walk back home.
oh
make sure
yeah.
you leave before nightfall. Okay, that's
Yes.
all.
It's
But
like the club.
Hmm.
right, the
It's
street lights. When the street lights get on, make sure you're home.
uh-huh. Where was you at last night? Was you at Colony again? You was at Colony again,
See, the way I would do it, I'd be at Colony House in the morning. You wake and bake, and then you go to the diner.
There we go. There we go. Because the wake and bake,
Mm-hmm.
most people at college probably gonna be asleep by then, so
Mm-hmm.
early in the morning. So yeah, I like that. I like that.
I think
Uh,
Colony House will have the best game night.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Sylvester, he says, this woman was hiding under the ground every night until Mercutio found those rocks, but she gets this big house on the hill.
I love that you call him Mercutio. I worked at the movie theater when that Romeo and Juliet came out, and him and John Leguizamo were robbed. They should have got Oscars for that. Like that was amazing what they did. Oh, for those
Mm-mm-mm.
that, in the comments that don't know, Harold Perrineau played Mercutio, and was it Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, and then John Leguizamo. Who did he play? I forgot the name of the character, but another Shakespearean character, and they were amazing.
Yeah, that was a time. They had us watch that in high school. I remember
Hmm.
that. That was a time. Leonardo
Hmm.
era, you know. Well, young Leonardo era.
I
He's
know. I
had
keep
many of
laughing because it's like his face stayed the same size, but his head keeps getting bigger, and he's looking kind of weird.
them.
Him and Haley Joel Osment, they both had that. I don't know what does that bloated face thing. Maybe it's cocaine. I don't know.
It could be. It could be. Now, Michael says they're living life at Colony House. The townspeople are miserable, And
Mm.
Sylvester says, "Hold up, miserable. Those people are at the bar. At the bar, seem okay, and they got their own houses. You, oh, you got it. Yes, I've got
Yeah,
it.
I noticed that too. That is really cool.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. This Jaleesa decided to get those magnets up there, so everybody comments on
Oh,
on the Nintendo fridge.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. Um, the Sylvester. Well, Michael says they probably don't have deodorant either.
Mm.
Facts, facts.
they have chickens roaming around. You can make deodorant.
Well, yeah,
Mm.
true. Especially all the leaves and the plants and stuff like that. You could easily make deodorant. So
Hmm.
that is one thing. But I'm interested to know like how good the weed is and like what is what's his name? What is Jade gonna roll up with? Because he said this is my last paper. What
Banana,
is
Yeah, so
but
you
banana,
can.
and
gotcha. See, I was like, what are you gonna roll up with after that? Since you were like, yeah, this
vape.
is my last.
Hey, vape away.
Yeah,
And I'm
like
surprised he does have a weed garden already built.
Hmm. They could make paper. I remember one time, I think I was in third or fourth grade. We had a teacher that taught us how to make paper.
wow.
It was wild. It came out kind of thick, but like more like a papyrus type thing. But she taught us how to make paper. It was wild.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Now, the bus pulls up, they get off and they start talking to, some of the townspeople and they tell them pretty much like, hey, get in the diner. We get to safety, stuff's gonna go down once it gets dark. Now, I was sitting there watching it and I'm like, I feel like I would have went into the diner because I feel like if I don't know, if someone's telling me like some stuff's about to go down, like especially in a town like that, because my mind automatically goes to like sundown town, you know. And so it was a little reminiscent of that. So what did you guys think of that?
Um, the first season, I was weary of the people in the town because I would feel like, okay, you're really trying to lure me to some type of trap. I don't know you. I see this black man who's in charge. I don't give a shit. Don't tell me what to do. My family is what's important. So I get how you can have that energy, and they just wow, they did such a good job with that because that's how we were season one and season two. We're like, come in, we're trying to protect you.
Yeah,
Um, I would have an issue for sure. I don't think I would be able to trust him so quickly.
got you. What about you, Shasha?
Do you mean from the point of view of the people on the bus, or?
Well, yeah, from the point of view on the people on the bus, like, would you have trusted the other people in the town to stay in the diner, or would you been one of the ones to try to get on the bus and get out of there with the bus driver? You know?
I would probably stay in the. And for me, I'll go with my gut feeling, and if I feel something's not right, then I would stay in the diner, especially with the young boy reacting the way he did. I would feel like this kid knows something is up here, and everybody's ignoring it. So I probably would stay in the diner. Plus, I'm not getting back on that bus with it smelling like vomit. I can't. I wouldn't be
Oh
able to
yeah.
make the trip. I'd be the
Oh,
next person to spew because I can't tolerate that smell. I can't.
oh my God. I it took me back to, I think it was fifth grade. I was in Sacramento, and we were taking a field trip to San Francisco, and this girl, she was sitting across from me, and she was eating a bag of sour cream and onion ruffles, like one of the big bags, for breakfast,
Oh wow.
nutritious. But she was eating that, and next thing you know, she just throws up and on the bus, and
Oh.
the smell was there. It was there, people. It was there. You know.
Not it was there.
Yeah, yeah. Because I can still smell it years. Like, it's been how many years, and I still know what that smelled like, because it left a permanent imprint on my brain. Permanent imprint on my brain. Now,
Now,
what were you gonna say?
sour cream and onion chips now.
Can I eat the sour cream and onion chips? No, no.
Press start.
No, I gotta. It's maybe I need to go to, like, a hypnotherapist and get that memory removed or something like that. Um, but yeah, it was definitely a traumatic experience. Sylvester, he says, I'm guessing it's the shooting that caused them all to split, but I'm not 100% sure. I really want to know why they split up into town and colony people, and then I'm gonna get on the bus. They ain't paid for my ticket. I mean, I feel you. Like, I to an extent, because I wasn't mad at the bus driver. Like, I know a lot of people were, because she was like, "Oh, get on the bus. We gotta go." But I was like, you know what? It's her job. She don't know.
Hmm.
But I'm like, but I get, like, the townspeople, because they're like, if it was daytime, like, you can run around in circles all you want to,
Hmm.
and we'll let you know eventually. But if it's already dark, or it's close to dark, we ain't got time to play. We ain't got time to play. You need to listen.
And
You
she seemed
know.
like a really pragmatic person. That's very like on schedule, by the book. Like
Yes.
nothing abstract. Like her thought process is very, very regimented. And I don't think that she could even allow herself to think of these, um, I guess, otherworldly things. Like she was not going to believe that.
Oh
I see
yeah.
her character either making it to the end and her and Donna become really close.
Hmm.
Remember that monologue she had about her sister?
Hmm.
I can see her gaining that type of relationship back and maybe losing it again too.
Hmm.
Um, I am interested to see how long this bus driver will last.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting to see where they go with that. Michael says, I think realistically, I'd stay on the bus until they were specific about the danger. They were being vague. I feel you, Michael. I feel you, because I think that, but you know what though? If I'm, if my bus driver stops and they're lost, and then the people outside, in this strange town in the middle of nowhere, are like, you got to go in the diner. The monsters, they're gonna get you. It's people out here, ripping insides out, and just monsters in the woods. Like, would I stay? Would that make me want to stay? I'm not sure. Like, so I know earlier I said I probably would have went in the diner, but now I'm like, ooh, would that be a permanent decision of mine? Would that, I'm not sure. I'd be I think I'd be wishy-washy. I think I'd definitely I mean, I would hear people out and be like, "Oh, there's no way you can get out of here," but I would definitely be
Mm-hmm.
every day, like driving somewhere, trying to make my way out. Like I know last season they were trying to build that satellite and everything, but I just feel like I would be the one trying to break a hole in whatever dimension, whatever twilight zone we done ended up in, you know.
I
Mm-hmm.
think in this situation, I would actually probably talk to Donna and ask her what is she talking about because the bus driver wasn't really trying to hear that. She listened to her, she explained, she's like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. But I think I would really try to talk to Donna and really understand because there's no way you're that insistent that we do this without some type of cause, unless you're a psycho. But so I want
Mm-hmm.
to know what.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely. So they get off the bus, and they go in. There's a first the house collapses, and I was just like this is where they spent the money on in the episode, this 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 house collapse. And I was just like, damn, like what are the odds? What are the odds? Now I felt like in season 1 when they had the box outside and they put, someone in the box, and then you see the creatures just rip through the box and they're just,
Mm-hmm.
just going at it or whatever. I'm like, couldn't they do that with the house? Because he was under there, but he wasn't under there. I feel like, they're really in danger,
Yeah.
with this.
I think they thought is that if we don't move that much, and if we don't breathe or do anything or sleep, then we could survive the night.
Yeah. I
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's the Californian in me, but I was just like, aren't you gonna be cold? Like it's gonna be, like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be you in the middle of nowhere, you in the country somewhere, temperatures freezing, and you got all this stuff weighed on you, and you got these creatures outside. Like that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare, you know.
I,
Especially like people trying to help you, and they like slow down, don't take these away. It's gonna collapse. So
I hope they capture that. In this last episode, the daughter she's starting to grow on me more and more. Her when she was talking to her father about leaving him, I really felt bad for them both in that moment because there is a great chance that I won't
hmm
be. And as much as you tell me it'll be fine, you don't fucking know that it's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought she did good with that. And I feel bad for them in the next episode.
oh yeah, it's definitely like, especially with the daughter, with his daughter being like, oh, I'm worried and all that. I'm like, I feel like there may be a point where she tries to go out there in the next episode,
Mm-hmm.
to save him. I don't know, but that's where I'm thinking that it could go.
And a lot of people could be out and about because the mom and Victor are still on their way back to the town. They're
Yes.
not convinced what's going on. And then you have the other survivors from the bus that are trapped in the house as well. They may be easier, more exposed than the main character. There's so many cool things that can happen next week.
And I'm just like, you got the wife and old boy in the caverns deep below, and I'm like, what happens when they try and come up and they're like, what the hell happened? What the like what?
Mm-hmm.
Punch is what happened. The creatures
Sylvester
have
made a good point about nobody listening to Victor or asking
Yes.
him stuff. Because I wondered that the whole first season, like, why are none of y'all listening to anything Victor is saying? And he clearly has been there this whole time. He's been there since he was a child.
Yes.
And you guys are just ignoring him because he appears to have um, a non-neurotypical brain. That doesn't mean that he can't explain things to you.
correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These
Yeah.
those are always the characters that are overlooked, though. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's sort of like a trope too. Like those are the characters that have all the answers that no one pays attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Sylvester says there's a house on him. He ain't worried about the cold. No, I feel you. I feel you. But listen, once once them crickets and whatever else is out there, because you got more than it's a lot to think about. I don't know. That's maybe just where my mind goes, when it comes to certain things. Because I'm big on uh cleanliness. I'm like, all right, where's the soap coming from?
Hmm.
Where's the Clorox? All that jazz, you know. And I also wonder, like, because in season one, it was like, okay, if the plants started replenishing themselves, like, as far as like their produce and what they're growing in the garden, does the weed like do that as well? Does the weed replenish itself as well?
It is a plant,
Yeah.
so I think the same rules should apply.
I'm sure we use quite a bit of it, so just go ahead and renew it, just like everything else.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now, Michael says, do the creatures have super senses? If they do, they might be able to find them if someone uses the bathroom on themselves under the
Ooh.
house. Oh, wow. Wow. That's a good observation. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about, maybe they have like heat sensors.
Mhm.
That
Or if
movie
they
did
have, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
of the descent with the
Oh,
creatures.
yeah. Yeah. I
If they
think.
haven't done it already, because like if a house fell on me, I'm definitely peeing myself. Like right the moment that the house hits me, I'm probably gonna.
Yeah, that's the thing they don't talk about. Like when people
Hmm.
get stuck in these wells or these
Hmm.
these whatever, it's like they don't talk about, people going to bathroom on themselves, because where else are you gonna go?
I was
Where
thinking
else?
about that when Boyd was in that chimney. I was like, eventually he's gonna have to go to the bathroom, and hopefully the floor is not solid because he'd have to dig a hole or something. Because there's no way. That was my first thought of him being in that well, is having to go to the bathroom, even before starvation and needing water.
Yeah, it reminded me, that scene reminded me of like The Dark Knight Rises, when he's in that hole and
Hmm.
he's climbing, he's keeps failing, and then he finally climbs and makes it out of there. That scene heavily reminded me of that. And it was also interesting that he saw his son as he was climbing out. Like that freaked the hell out of me,
Hmm.
when I saw that.
I want to know, how does the rope get down there from home and tied to the wall?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like he's tied to the wall. How do you throw the rope down there? It
Um,
didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and I'm like, because they're like, he's talking to somebody, or seemingly talking to somebody above. So I'm like, who are you talking to? Who threw the rope down? Or is it some Inception, swarm type thing, where it was you. It was you had the rope all along. You just they just didn't want us to see it, in that moment. He had the tools to his survival all along, you know.
gosh.
Cause I mean, I know the teleporting, the tree got him there, but like, did the tree send the rope as well? Like, it's a lot of questions, a lot of, even more, like, we had questions from season one already, but
Hmm.
I feel like season two is adding even more questions on top of that. You
Just
And
change it.
I'm sorry. And we forgot about whatever creature that accosted Boyd when he was in the forest. It was like some type of large creature. We couldn't see it, but we could hear it, and it wasn't the vampire people.
It was like spiderweb stuff too.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And who is the guy? Is he a creature that's in that human form that can normally sometimes take?
Hmm.
Which means now you're characterizing the creatures, which will be interesting. Or are you maybe that guy that was on the picture with Victor?
Hmm.
You know, in the background of the picture with the older man. Is that the same guy? And if so, who changed you to a wall? So many
Yeah.
questions.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was another weird thing. I was like, who changed you? Like, what's going on here? A lot of interesting things, that I wonder, like, where they're gonna go with this season. Very interesting.
In last season, they had the radio transmission. It was like your wife shouldn't be digging down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has this feeling that it's orchestrated. It could be a social experiment. It could be like Wayward Pines, that
Hmm.
show that was on Fox a couple of years ago, where this is like another testing group, and it's just, who knows what the hell this is going on.
Yeah,
So
it's what are we gonna say?
and it's driving me up the wall.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first episode. Like it was very like it had a lot of thriller aspects. It had a lot of like some it reminded me a little bit of like the Outer Limits, certain parts, especially like when he was down the well and stuff like that, It's I don't know, it just took me there. But I wonder like what element of fear they're going to tackle, this next season, and where they're going to go as far as like the social commentary, as far as like the fabric of society, and how
Mm-hmm.
it operates in a stressful situation, like that, you know. So it's definitely going to be a wild time. We got Michael. He says they are petty as hell for bringing that woman's fiance. Facts. Because
Yeah.
when I saw that, I don't know how y'all felt, but when I saw that, I was like, dang, dang, dang.
I
When they saw each other, I was like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't, and they did.
Because I didn't know it was her at first. I was like, I'm just like, oh, this is just some girl on the bus or whatever. But when it was revealed that it was her, I was just like, wow. I mean, it's her wife, or it's her fiance. So, I'm like, she deserves to be there. But well, not say she deserved to be there. But then again, it's
yeah.
like, how did she get there? Were they like, why? Like, were they traveling the same route, or were people beamed into this bus? Because I kind of feel like everybody is not. I mean, everybody might be from like the same time period, but it feels kind of like they came together. But then again, they're talking you know, like they were supposed to be on this bus trip. So I'm very like confused, because I'm like, well, if her fiance came here on the bus, then how did you guys get separated? Like, what are the odds of your fiance showing up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in in the same town and getting trapped in the same like time warp or whatever the hell this is,
To create a love triangle between the two of them and Kenny, because Kenny was looking over there, and when they ran to each other, it was like his heart was breaking. Like he was like, "Dang, I was so close." I would like to see Kenny and Ellis have a some type of growth, like a character arc that sees them both mature more into the situation.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. What about you, Tamon?
On which part?
On the part about Kenny and about his evolution, like what do you think? How do you think
And
he should?
oh wait, before you start, and please get him some pants. these high waters. He's bad on. Somebody get Kenny some pants. I know there's some luggage under the bus. There's got to be another pair of pants he can wear.
Yeah, somebody who got eaten up or torn to bits in the woods can
Mm-hmm.
can supply him with some clothes, which is another wild thing. People probably be wearing dead people's clothes, you
Oh,
know.
Boy, that's probably the best shopping you'll get done. So you have to. Yeah, they can't use it. But Kenny, he's like on my low totem on my character sheet that I like.
Okay.
Um, I want Kenny, and I agree with you, lady. His heart did break because he
mm-hmm.
saw it. We saw he was like, yeah, yeah, I'm done, I'm done. But maybe they will have this cool love triangle situation going on, and that too felt orchestrated.
Mm-hmm.
That's intentional too. So I don't make me think about what's really going on. But I would love for her to pick him still.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how much time has passed between the two of them. It could be months, it could be days, which would be freaky. We don't know how much time has passed on how it works on the outside for them versus how it is being on the inside.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Well, it's another love triangle because last season we had who Fatima and Ellis, and
Hmm.
then the younger girl, she was
Still,
But
yeah.
Fatima said she was like in an open relationship. Fatima was like, I'm not with him. I be with him, but I'm not with him.
Yeah.
he's pretty much engaged. They're engaged now, right? Because he gave her some type of ring,
Mm,
right?
hmm Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As of now, I think as of now they're engaged. Yeah. And then Sylvester, he says, last season I thought this was hell and they were all dead, but I don't know now with the monsters living under them. I wonder how the monsters come to be because they look like they're from Victor's time. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. There's a lot of like time. There's a lot of mystery in the time elements of this show. Like I don't know like when this thing started, but the fact that you can just bring anyone in from any time, or maybe it is not any time, maybe it's from a certain time period,
mm,
and because I'm sure like it'd be wild if cavemen popped up, and
hmm.
just like that'd be something wild,
But also, the creatures have the ability to make themselves look like people that you know, which I don't know how they know who you know that to make themselves appear that way, but they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
uh,
Mm.
They do. They do.
Now, Michaels, he says, I feel like something would have to happen to Boyd and or Donna for Ellis and Kenny to step up.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think Boyd, but I don't think anything's gonna happen to Boyd. Like I think it would be a bad move for them to do something to Donna because I feel like she's a favorite. Um, I especially like she holds a lot of things down. Like I know they gotta eventually like lose somebody like who's
Hmm.
pivotal or whatever, but I feel like she was basically like one of the ones. She was one of the ones that was holding the house down, and I feel like even now, like, because when they went back to the house, I was like, why did y'all leave in the first place? Because when they like, I know, the one of the creatures got in and wrecked the place or whatever, but I'm like, once it got out of there, just start boarding things up and get it popping again. Get this start the party again. Because I feel like, yeah, I would have felt safer in the town, but I do feel like Colony House, where you have a certain amount of people watching like doors and windows and stuff like that, like it does offer a certain sense of security, especially if you're not the slowest one in the room. They'll because it's not like these things aren't like True Blood vampires where it's
Hmm.
just like, zipping around and all this ripping your head off in zero point 0.5 seconds, like they're very actually, like we really don't know like at what speed they're tearing people apart. Like that would be interesting to see in like the second season, like a full-fledged, one of them just going through someone's insides, like, detailed. That would be wild, you
Hmm.
know. I mean, we're not on public TV, people, we could
Yeah, you could do more.
yeah.
Um, Regarding Donna, if something happened to Donna, the one way I could see them going is if throughout the season Donna gets close to Miss Bus Driver, and then something happens to Donna, and then Miss Bus Driver becomes the new Donna that holds everything together.
Yeah. Ooh, now that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Hmm.
You know, how would you
And
feel about that, Tamar? How would you get back? Would you turn?
mhm,
That thought ran across my mind too. That's like season three when we need to recast or refresh the show really quickly.
mhm,
That's how you pull that off, and I think it would be really effective to do that. But a key to Donna is that she knows the plan, she knows the layout, and she honored. She has this, I don't know, this people people follow her, which is I think is important. And the bus driver could be that same thing because they're basically sort of similar, different sides to the same coin. And I wanted to mention about Ellis and Kenny. about them both being expendable.
Hmm.
As lady, you said it, like people are gonna have to go. We know
Hmm.
that already. Um, I think if I had to like put them on a list, right, of who survives, who's expendable, who's like, oh, I need them on the show, we couldn't even figure it out on here. They have to be expendable.
I would probably keep Kenny and get rid of Ellis, only because I liked the storyline that was established with Kenny losing his father to Alzheimer's and also to Homegirl leaving the door open at the clinic, and how he started to have like a father son relationship with Boyd more so than even Ellis. And Ellis has always annoyed the shit out of me. Like, he's always been annoying to me. So he can go. And he's the most unhelpful person. He can't run. He can't jump. He can't fight. He's just useless. Just
He
up
could
and around.
paint.
He can
He's
paint. Yeah.
yeah, he could
You need
RT.
that, okay, what about the children? He could be the one teaching art class. We
Yeah,
need
he
that.
could if he engaged with them, but he don't even engage with the little man that's running around there. Like Ellis just mopes like he the onlyest person in the town. They're all in the same town, the same situation, but he acts like he's the only person that's going through it. Like it's really annoying.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I do feel like he's very mopey. Like Ellis's character is very mopey, and they haven't really like evolved him past that yet.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see like what they'll do with his character if they do anything at all. With
They
his
need to have
character.
somebody have it out with him. Cause he's always like, oh yeah, not verbally, but it's like, oh, I lost my mother, and it's like everybody in the town has lost their families. They're stuck in that town. They all lost their families.
I didn't even know we could have grudges in
Yeah.
situations like you really are having petty grudges of that
Hmm.
magnitude. And yes, you can deal with your grief, but can you really? Maybe we should like focus.
Yeah.
Unless
And then he couldn't even be relatable to Kenny when Kenny's father passed away. Like you would think he would understand what Kenny's going through because he went through it himself. But there was the way he was written, anyways. There was no like, I feel you. I went through this type of situation. It's just very self. He's like almost more self-centered than You just said his name, Jade. Like Jade would even be like, "Man, I'm sorry that happened to you."
that's what they would have hit this. That's what they would have done.
Hmm.
Oh
No,
yeah.
actually, I would keep Ellis because he would be a cool deputy, and maybe that'll
How,
be a
how would
cool.
he be a cool deputy when he can't do anything? He can't even run without tripping over his feet. He's terrible.
He's in a sling, but this has changed him. His father
Mhm.
disappeared. It's going to change him and motivate him to be a
Yeah,
character that we're
they should do
hot,
that.
hot summers of Colony House.
Yeah, make his character arc him, knuckling the fuck up. Like,
Literally,
hmm
if it's not about his girlfriend, he doesn't care.
hmm
That is true. Like
and
his
he's so.
dad.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
no, what were you gonna say?
Oh, it's just when he said if it's not about his girlfriend, it's like he's so sprung on her, and she could take him or leave him half the time because she'd be around, colony house with other people. It's
He
a
be
little.
kicking his ass like your father. Remember, he's leaving. You should
Hmm.
definitely go talk to him.
Yeah, she does do that.
which
He's expensive.
yeah, which was wild to me because it's like, you know, even in this situation, you would think they would eventually like talk whatever they got to talk out,
Hmm.
get their feelings out and eventually, especially with what happened to the mom, like which still trips me out. Like I was watching the flash, I'm like, damn, that did happen. Like that was fucked up, but which is like, damn, like that's I don't know, like I feel like that's worse than having to kill your spouse who turned into a zombie. I feel like that's way worse. You
Hmm.
I feel it's the same.
Oh, you feel
Yeah.
it's the same?
And
Mm.
you're not coherent as a zombie. So in this situation, me and my best friend has this rule: if that ever happens and we get bit, you have permission to kill me immediately. So that needs to be the conversation. She's gone.
Yeah.
And Sylvester's right. Victor would make the better art teacher, or at least the more fun art teacher than Ellis.
Lesson plan. I don't know if he would have a lesson plan. This will be like, here's my lunchbox, and this is what we're gonna do. Paint my
Yes.
lunchbox.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
he
true.
keeps you.
We got
So, hey, what's the girlfriend's? what's her name? Fatima.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Fatima.
Fatima. Do you think she's expendable?
For me, yes. For me, yes. What about you, Shasha?
I go back and forth because, like you were saying earlier, she kind of is the only person that keeps Ellis in check other than Donna.
Mm-hmm.
But she needs to have more of a function than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like I feel like if they're not going to give her another function, then they might just throw Ellis another love interest, in
Hmm.
the mix, someone on the
But
bus,
Hmm.
but she's like one of those characters. Like, if she dies, it'll be heartbreaking because she's such good people, and also she's the only thing, like you said, Shasha, keeping Ellis grounded
Hmm.
and put him into a whole nother character story arc for Ellis. She may be the thing that we
Yeah.
need.
I actually felt sad when Homegirl that stole the sweaters passed away because they spent half the episode getting us to get to know why she acted so crackish, and then they got rid of her. I was like, I was starting to like her.
Yeah, that's
That's
and
how I feel.
that's the thing. It's the story. It's the storytelling.
Hmm.
Getting us to fall in love with the character or show some empathy for a character, and then taking them away.
Hmm.
Because I feel like everyone's expendable except for like Boyd on a
Hmm.
certain level. Right now, and maybe Donna. Like I feel like those are the only ones pretty much like
And
safe
the
for the
father.
show. And the father, yeah, yeah.
I was gonna
I
say, do
Those
you guys feel like they like the show was set up for us to root for the family? But I don't. They're like the characters I care about the least of the family.
facts,
It's like,
facts. See, I said this earlier that the family was the perfect vehicle to bring
hmm.
us into the show because we connect with them, we understand them. But really, it's a huge ensemble,
Hmm.
and the family for me is also second tier to even
Hmm.
the main, the father, who I guess right at the boy on the call sheet, I would assume.
Hmm.
Even him, I'm not that really interested. I don't want them to die at all. Maybe the mom,
The
because
mom, yeah, she can go. Sorry.
I think but she pissed me off in the
Hmm.
beginning of this episode.
Oh
Victor was
yes,
quiet. She's like, "Where are we?" Victor said, "Shh, where are we going?"
I yelled at the TV. Shut the fuck up! I just was like, she just. Oh my god, she was irritating.
She's like the worst version of a Lois Lane that I could ever see. Like she's just like so interested, but she's not interested in nothing.
Hmm.
And I hope I start to like her. I was saying that earlier. Like I think maybe I'll like her this season.
Yeah, I think she'll definitely like they'll throw her another arc. I honestly think it would be interesting if they killed the kid off if they killed the kids off and they killed the dad, and left the mom. I
Hmm.
think that'd be interesting. And maybe that would be the arc that she needs to change her
Hmm.
ways, you know.
That's ball. That's very ball. But I think that's the only way when she would be more interesting because you killed the kids. Now she's gonna resent her husband, and they already don't like each other.
Yeah.
So we don't
Hmm.
want to see that. So if you kill the husband too, which will suck, but then she'll become a lead. And
And also, there would be drama between her and her daughter because her daughter would be like, "This is your fault because he went in after looking for you."
Mm,
oh,
yeah.
that
Oh, yeah, like killing off the son and the father and just leaving the mother and daughter, like and just exploring the whole, mother-daughter dynamic
Hmm.
in that setting. That would be very interesting. That'd be very
And
interesting.
my other wild card thing they should do: give that black sister with the braids more lines, and then make her Kenny's new love interest. So then she got something to do.
Facts. Facts. Yeah,
yeah,
she definitely needs something to I don't know, we need more color. Maybe they need to
Yes.
drop off a bus full of color folk, or a
that was
plane.
the I shuffled them around.
Hmm.
Snoop Dogg could have been on the bus. It doesn't even matter to me.
Hmm.
It doesn't really matter. But like, get something else. Get somebody else to do it.
Get
Literally.
somebody else to do it. Oh, we got
Hmm.
another guest in the building. We got author Sylvester
Hey,
Hey,
Barzey in the building tonight.
how y'all
Welcome.
doing? How
fine.
y'all
How are
doing?
Good.
you?
Good.
Oh,
I just
good.
got done with work, so I thought I'd hop on,
Oh yeah.
hear what
Oh yeah.
everyone has to say, and
Mhm.
preach my church of anti-Donna.
Yeah,
Let
you have to
people.
tell us why do you dislike Donna?
I don't know. She just annoys me, and I don't understand. Like I don't understand the purpose of Colony House. It's not like you in town and they making you do all these things. I haven't really seen anyone really have jobs except for the diner, the
Mhm.
farm, the bar. Like you can stay in your house all day. That's what that lady does. She stay in the house digging her hole in the basement. So I don't
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
see what are you escaping from? Like you could grow weed down in the town.
This is true.
Think about if
So
you have like family unit. Well, I guess
mhm.
that doesn't matter because everyone gets to choose where they go. If you're
Yeah.
16,
She just over here dividing family units and whatnot. And then like, okay, I mean, if you still want to be with all your friends, they could sleep over at your house.
Mhm.
I just don't understand the point of Colony House. And they having sex next to an 8-year-old. It's
Yeah,
all weird. It's all weird.
I think I
So
just thought of the purpose of Colony House. It's for it's for extroverts that can't take being alone. Because I noticed during Miss Covita, certain people went crazy when we had like in Orlando we
Yes.
had like a semi lockdown for a little while, and some
Mhm.
people were going crazy. They just could not tolerate staying home. Whereas like I'm an
Mm,
introverted person. I was like, yes, I have a
yeah.
reason to stay home all the time.
Yeah, I
So
won't
yeah,
lie. I was loving that time. I was like, you paying me
yes.
to stay home? Okay, that's
Hmm.
fine.
Yeah.
so
But
Shasha, are you saying that COVID was like being trapped in the from town?
Well, well, for me, I can't speak for all introverts, but for me, it was a beautiful time because I didn't have to go to places. I remember somebody laughed at me because I said I wanted to go to some place at a certain time, and it was like, but nobody's going to be there, and I'm like, yeah, that's when I want to go when nobody's there.
hmm.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was beautiful to an extent. I mean,
Mhm.
not the the
No,
whole
no.
COVID thing, but
But I can
the
understand how an extrovert would need that interaction with people.
For
because
Hmm.
sure.
I was essential. I'm an essential employee, so when it
Hmm.
pop off, I still had to go to work. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, but the traffic was loving it. A to B, A to B, connecting. And then on top
Uh-huh.
of that, just walking down the streets of downtown and seeing nobody down there. It was like an episode of like Transformers or something. It was like, somebody had blocked off
Hmm.
the city. It was very, very interesting. But I too was enjoying my time at home when I did stay home. I think I stayed home for 2 weeks on their dime because one of my supervisors got sick, and I was like, oh, she was around me last Tuesday. So so I took my 2 weeks, and
Mm.
enjoyed myself. Played Red Dead Redemption, and yeah, smoked a lot because I was surprised at how well I was dealing with the whole pandemic and stuff like that. But
There's okay. Do y'all remember the episode when Ellis was like getting drunk at the party, and then that dude was just like, "Oh, take him upstairs before he shoots everybody."
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
They should have staggered that differently because I
yeah,
thought the dude was just racist because we didn't know what happened to his mom yet.
Hmm.
So me and my
Yeah.
wife sitting there the whole time like this racist ass. Look at him. And it was cause his mom was a shooter. That
Hmm.
man wasn't racist at all. Look at
And his mom was a white shooter.
that. I
So,
know.
so, yeah.
Yeah, because he was saying all he's like, he a monster like his mama. I was like, how you so racist in this weird town we in? Like all the things going on, and you gonna be racist. And then
That?
yeah, and then we get to the episode, I was like, okay. Okay, I see what you meant.
but
So
you remember The Walking Dead? Yeah,
Mhm.
I forgot what his character's name is, but
Daryl,
yeah,
or no, was it
no,
no, it was
his brother.
yeah, I forget his name.
Um, yeah, but his brother, super racist in a
Yeah, he
zombie
was super
apocalypse.
racist.
You know.
But I mean, that was the beginning, though. I mean, I don't know how long these people been stuck in this town
Hmm.
because they ain't that clear about all that. Victor was long enough to grow up. Victor.
Merrill. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was his name.
Merle. Yeah, Merle. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so me and my wife watched that episode and we just thought he was all racist. And then so I felt like they should have switched it a little bit, let you know what happened to the mama first. But
So do you have any favorites from the bus?
From the bus? I don't care about
Yeah.
those people. I don't care about those people.
Now,
I
now
mean,
that you mention it, it's odd that Ellis would even live in Colony House because, like, why would he think, yeah, I'm gonna go live with all the people that my mother shot at? Like, why
yeah,
would you not live in
that's
town?
crazy. Like she was about to 86 Donna and everything, and then
Yeah.
like I felt like him living in Colony House. You're just walking through rooms and people are like, oh, look at him. Yeah, that's his mom. That's his mom. Yeah, so like that's why he stay up in the attic the whole time because he don't really like those people. He probably just there for that girl. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's just trying to be anti.
Yeah, just like his father. He's gonna not be with him and go to Colony House just like that little sweet fool. Just like the
Yeah.
But as far as people on the bus, I mean, I just want to know how old boy was so scared of the town. Like, have you been there before? Have you been dreaming about it? Do you hear voices like "old girl in the woods"? That's what I want to know. And yeah, it was real petty of them bringing that fiance in. That was dirty. Like I felt like that was it was only one story that bus seemed to mess up. and it was the deputies. And I was like, dang. So
well, I can't wait for the monsters to get to these people on the bus because I just think they're cannon fodder, honestly. You have it's the same cast from Jeepers Creepers 2 from the bus. It's the guy in the job, the vision. So we got that whole scenario. The jock is trapped in the house, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they pulled somebody out. They were able to pull one person.
It's the
out.
I think it's the other guy that's trapped in the house, not the jock one.
Okay.
Because there was two of them that went down in there. But
everyone else probably died on the bus, and hopefully the older lady who danced in the rain, I hope that she's outlived everyone in the entire.
When she was dancing in the rain and she's just like, da-da-da, I was sitting there, I was like, that's exactly how a Greyhound ride is. Just full of crazy ass people. That's exactly how it you just try to get from A to B and then somebody trying to talk to you, you're like, oh, no, I don't want to look at your magazine. Thank you.
I did that once in my life and never again. I took a Greyhound bus. Well, I took a Peter Pan from Connecticut to New York. Was it to New York or to DC? I think I took a Peter Pan from Connecticut to DC. Then I switched to Greyhound and went from Greyhound down to Florida. And I didn't know that some places don't even have bus stations. Like we were somewhere in the Carolinas. It was just a pole in the woods. Yeah. And this lady was standing there. All her stuff was in a garbage bag. And I was like, she's trying to escape somebody. You see some wild stuff on the Greyhound bus.
It's true. Like because oh my God, they used to have like weird tickets. They were like, give us $55 and you can travel anywhere in America. Like, that's just too tempting for some people. Some people need to stay home.
Yeah, especially for $55. You know, getting all the way.
I was 17 when I did it. I remember I was working at a grocery store and I took my money and I decided I was going to take a Greyhound bus down to my grandparents' house, and I can't believe my mother let me do it. I want to stop my kid. Like, no,
she was like, all right, yeah, call me when you get there.
That's exactly what she did.
Yeah, it's always fun, like taking it's ratchet sometimes, but it is entertaining when taking a Greyhound bus or something like it. Like we got on, me and Jaleesa, we were going over the summer. We were going for Juneteenth. We went to Washington, and we had a couple stops. And the bus driver, they stopped at a mall, and then we were there for like a couple hours. Then she got back on. And I guess someone didn't come. So I guess the person who was with that person called up someone else and said, oh, I got an extra seat. Come on the bus. So when the bus driver got back, she was like, who are you? And then they got into it. And then next thing you know, the bus driver, she just walks up to the front. She's like, oh, y'all not listening? The whole bus, y'all could catch an Uber. You know, so yeah,
Wow.
it was a time. It was a time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like an audiobook, pop a pill, and just let the whole script pass you by.
Yeah.
That's when you wake up and your bag gone. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
I forget your shit.
Yeah. I didn't know till afterwards that some prisons, when people get out, they get a Greyhound ticket.
Yeah, they get it.
You might be sitting next to somebody that just did a bid for
I have my
whatever.
book bag like this. I'm just sitting on the bus.
You sleep, right? Like in the airport.
Like, yeah, man. Like, Greyhound was so when I saw her dancing in the rain, I was like, yeah, that's a Greyhound bus. That's how it be. But I love this show. This show is like, it's so entertaining. I'm not sure whether they're vampires or not, but I knew they were living under the town. When she started digging that hole, I was like, she gonna dig right into their house. They're gonna crawl up underneath there. And then that's what happened. And Victor's crazy butt been walking around in their den for a week or something. I don't know how long he been down there.
Few episodes for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why did he get freaked out by that saw machine? Like not saw machine, but like that little doll from Saw that was sitting on his like something. He freaked out. Like
Yeah,
he knows what that is.
We would know this if somebody in that damn town talked to Victor. Because like clearly that's something from his past. Because like Victor was there when he was a kid and his whole town died. And he's still alive. Like Victor has survived and done a lot of shit, and he knows about those trees and everything. So I'm just wondering why they just let Victor walk around like the crazy person instead of being like, and then what happened, Victor?
Yeah.
And then why did Jade see that doll momentarily, and then he saw the symbol on the wall?
True.
Yeah, because I thought I was tripping when the symbol started to appear on the wall, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, he ain't even start smoking yet. He ain't even start smoking.
He didn't even care. Like he just yelled at her. He's But my favorite thing was when Victor saw that dog and he took off. I was like, damn, Victor, you just left her there.
Yo, that was wild to me because you take off after you looking at bodies. You look at body over here, body over there, but it's the dog that makes you get up and run out of there. You know.
Just 5 minutes ago, you were like, shh, quiet, follow me. And then you see the doll, he was like, I can't do this anymore.
Victor got some PTSD with that doll. It's probably the only thing that he talked to when everybody was dead. So I can't be dealing with that. Like, I don't know.
Do we know that everyone from Victor's experiment is dead? Because that guy chained to the wall could be part of that whole situation too.
Yeah. Yeah. It was tripping me out that the bodies were like well preserved from what I saw. Like they were well preserved. I was like, you know,
because they were sleeping.
Sleeping.
They were sleeping. They're the monsters. They're the when they're down there, they just passed out sleeping. Yeah, and then they started coming back, and then they look like demon things, and then I was, this still could be hell. Never mind. So they still could be dead.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just very strange to go down there and see them, you know, just laying there like a mount, like an underground Mount Everest. You know?
Just like hanging out there. Like it's crazy because before they found those stones, they were hiding underground, not even knowing that's where those things live. Like you could have went into a hole one day and not came out.
Yeah, I mean, that too is true.
It makes sense. It makes sense. We got Michael. He said, "Who are those bald children running around?"
Bald children.
Which ones? Who the boy in white? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I only know just that one kid.
Yeah, the bald children.
Who's that boy in white that's helping everybody? That Casper the Friendly Ghost. I want to know who he is.
I feel like
best friend. Finn's best friend. The son, the young.
I feel like, you know, like Stephen King's It, you know, like if you look into the lore, you know, it's the evil presence or whatever, but the opposite of it is this like giant god
Tur-
turtle.
Yeah, the
You know?
turtle.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what it is with this. I feel like the kid is the turtle, you know,
Mhm.
in this aspect, you know.
And
Well, the kid.
I'll forever have beef with the new It movies because what they did to Mike Hanlon.
Oh, they ruined his
That's
character.
racism, straight racism.
They
They've
took
turned
everything from him.
his agricultural farming parents into crackheads, and I said no. And I'm not making this up. They made them literal crackheads that burnt up in a fire. And I said, especially, I'm sorry for the side rant, but it's
It's real.
especially disgusting when you read the part of the book when they talk about the Black Spot, which was this black club
Yeah.
from the either 30s or 40s, because it was segregated up there. So the people had boarded up the windows and set the people on fire inside of there. So they burnt up all these black people.
Yes.
And so you're going to take that story, completely not put it in the movie, but then turn his parents into crackheads that burned up in a fire instead of addressing the actual racism that Stephen King wrote about.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Like when I first saw the trailer with like you saw flames and stuff, I thought they were going to talk about the Black Spot. I thought that's what they were going to do. And then like they just ruined his character. I was mad about that.
No, I agree.
Hopefully the TV show will flesh out some of those things that they left out.
I definitely think so. I definitely think the TV show is going to pick up a lot of the stories that they left out because they have the Black Spot. They have like that mobster that got shot up. They got a lot of things that they could do on the TV show.
And another thing that was funny is the people that got mad, the same group of people always get mad and call something woke because it was a gay couple at the beginning of the movie. And I'm like, the gay couple was always in the book. The gay couple been in the book since like 1982, whenever the book came out.
Yeah.
Y'all got to stop tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so it's always somebody mad about something.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bud Light. You know.
Yeah.
Bud Light, Coors, Jack Daniels, like they running out of things to do.
They're just trying to get somebody to drink their beer.
Now, how would everyone feel if Victor was behind it all? Like, what if they saw he's been on the floor the whole time, and Victor's actually in on this whole experiment, or whatever's going on?
I don't see that happening because he seems too scared himself. I don't think.
No, I mean that was I mean, it could be like a whole like bait and switch. Like what was it? Usual suspects.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, least person you expect. So it could, but I mean, with him having his own flashbacks and stuff, and him being actually, because he's had flashbacks. But none of his flashbacks indicate that he was trapped in the town. So it could be like, oh, now I'm trapping people. But I don't know. I like Victor too much. I like Victor too much to want him to be the bad guy.
I could only see that happening as if he knew the way out, but he didn't tell anybody because he didn't want to be alone.
That I could believe. I could believe that. I could definitely believe that. When they were building that tower, and then a storm was coming, I was like, damn, town don't want y'all to leave. Like, it's like that.
In the first episode, like, the lights blew like somebody was telling us to stop.
Like, it's too much, though. It's like, the town's alive, there's demons alive, like...
The weather.
The weather, yeah.
You know,
and then, like, I'm trying to figure out, is everybody from the same time period? Like, did you go missing from 2020 and did you go missing from 1992? I don't know what's going on.
And the house just fell in perfectly, like it was intentionally done. Not like it just...
Yeah, that whole sink thing. She was digging... That was a slave camp she was running with those kids, making them dump all that dirt. Like he up there trying to build a tower. She was like, I'm still digging that hole. Was okay. Just gonna leave you with that. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's why I said like I think they blew the budget, you know, with that house collapse, you know, for the episode. You know, it was definitely something to see.
when I realized they might have blown their budget was the tent attack. That's when I was like, they ran out of money. They just said the tent shaking. I was like, they ran out of money. This is very clever of you. Okay.
Oh yeah. So now as far as the next episode, like how do you think that's gonna go? Like as far as where we're gonna pick up, where we're gonna start at, like as far as them being under the house, and trapped.
Have we seen any trailers for it? Do they have trailers? I don't know how this channel works. Like, okay.
No,
I don't think they're gonna go immediately back to them being under the house. I think they're gonna show us the new people having to survive the night first.
Oh, gotcha. Would that be a way to stretch it out?
Yeah, because when Donna shot the tires, people ran in different directions. So some people
Oh,
ran into the
yeah.
diner, and some people didn't
Some
run into
people-
the diner.
Some people ran into the woods.
Mhm.
They gonna be the first to go.
It was somebody. It was I think two people. They was hiding behind a car, and I'm like, she ain't shooting at y'all. She was just shooting at us. She told y'all you ain't going nowhere.
She a crazy woman with a shotgun. It don't matter where she's shooting. You just need to be out there.
I'm downtown. We're gonna take the hell out. But Shasha, I think you're right. I think you said something earlier where this episode was not really gory. No, you said it. This episode wasn't really that gory, and it was more focused on like creating a different type of fear and suspense. I think the next episode we're gonna get paid for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I need some
blood.
bodies because it's been a few episodes since I've seen someone dead. So
Mhm.
we
All
need
these
some
people on the
bodies.
bus care about the people on the bus. So what do we do with people we don't care about? Cannon fodder. So we're gonna see these show their ass. So maybe we will get to see them open someone up slowly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just need them to go ruthless with it. I need them to wake up one morning and it's two severed heads, from the people
From
on
the bus people.
Just sitting on the front porch.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Are they officially like done with Colony House? Because I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, it didn't really get hurt that much, I guess. Because when they were first building that tower and they were like, we need more material, in my head I was like, ain't nobody living in Colony House right now, so I would just rip up the floorboards too. And then Donna did it. So, but I don't know why I don't like the Colony House people. I just don't like it.
I think because they haven't really been fleshed out, like the extras. That's why I'm just calling them extras, because they always have these people in the background. We never learn their names. Sometimes we see them, bumping uglies, but we don't know who they are. Like they could have fleshed those people out before even bringing the bus people in. But now we got the bus people.
And then they had no real plan. You had all these people in the house, and your plan is to drive into town. I felt like you made your choice, so you need to drive somewhere else, opposite direction. I don't care. Come around in the circle. And that van only fit like 10 people. That didn't seem like sufficient enough of a plan for me if somebody broke into the house.
What's funny is they didn't even have to approach the bus. They could have let them people get back on the bus because it's just going to circle around to the same spot over and over again. And then once they circle around the vortex a couple times, then tell them what's going on. They're more likely
to wave at them,
to agree with you or believe you when they notice that they're not going nowhere.
I just think everyone was flustered because of the whole radio like Donna's definitely losing her shit after hearing someone on the radio messing with them. So I think that's what it really was. Everybody was just kind of like, because it definitely means the town is doing something because you try and do this and now a whole bus full of people. It's kind of like telling you, keep trying to get out and I'm just going to keep dragging more people in. So
and people that you love.
Oh yeah, damn. Yeah. Now you gotta stop because damn, what if my mom comes here now? Yeah, now you gotta dial it back.
They definitely should do a massacre, but I think it should be the people that we didn't really get to know in Colony House. Because if you just kill people on the bus, then it kind of goes into the one thing I didn't like about The Last of Us. The Last of Us was like, this is a guy. This is Joel and what's her face, and they're going someplace. Here's some new people. They're gonna die.
Dead.
Next
Yeah.
episode, here's some other new people. Get to know them. Now they're gonna
Yeah.
die. Each episode is like, what's the point of introducing these new people? They're just gonna die.
Joel and Ellie were definitely the walking apocalypse of that show. Like
Yeah.
you meet them and you were gonna die. But
Yeah.
I felt totally different when the bus showed up. I felt like when the bus showed up, basically that meant that people from season 1 who didn't sign on for their contracts is finna die. And we got new characters now. That's what I thought. So I feel like they're gonna kill a lot of people from season 1, tug at our heartstrings, and then give us the Jock and some other people. But I am ready for this this triangle romance with the deputy.
Yeah.
I want to see how that goes.
I'm not. What? I don't want to see it. Just actually kill all of them. You can't kill the nurse and the doctor, right? Kill Kenny.
No, I have a soft spot. I have a soft spot for Kenny.
What can you
Kill
He
Kenny.
went through so much with his
Kill
father.
Kenny.
He used to go up there and play chess with his father while his father had Alzheimer's and all that. I feel bad for Kenny. He needs a
Kenny
break.
is building a whole chess set
Yes.
out of wood
For what?
by hand. I don't know, but that's a nice skill to have. He is a deputy and a woodsman thing, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know.
We ride at dawn if they kill
Yeah.
Kenny. Like,
Yeah,
Oh
why-
my God! Oh, seriously. That
You
would
wanna
give
kill-
other even more things to do on the show.
No,
because
if you
her
want to
son
kill
was-
if you want to kill a kid, kill Ellis.
Yes, I agree.
no,
You kill that kid that asks a lot of questions. I don't know how y'all feel about that. But
no, he's important. He's important.
You know what I didn't like? Well, not that I didn't like, but the techie rich dude who
Jade.
Jade.
Yeah.
He kept coming up and he was just like, I found this in this book, and this is what we could do with electricity, and da da da. He was getting all that from Kenny's mom. So I don't know.
Yeah.
He ain't sharing none of that. Kenny's mom gave him the book after seeing the doodles. Kenny's mom let him know about electricity. Like, so I was just like,
She's
She's
the
the second
MVP.
person. She's the second person in town that people need to go talk to. They need to
I
go
know.
talk to Victor. They need to go talk to Kenny's mom.
like it just
Kenny's mom. It's the MVP.
Mhm.
She really was. But when Jay did that little speech about saying they come with you, I was like, okay, you can live. I kind of like you now. It's all right.
Jade's the best character on the show. So I
He's
just
funny.
I want to throw that out there. And make sure I have a shirt that says that Jade is the best character on the show.
Well, the
I think
best
he's
character.
entertaining.
Yeah, he's entertaining. The best character for me is always going to be Mercutio. I've been rocking with him since day one.
Yeah.
I'm still rock with him.
Mhm.
Shasha, you said when we were talking about him earlier, I thought his best work. It was nice to see him when everything was normal for him and his family when he got the keys to go fish his boat.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. That
I
was
love
lovely.
when that episode when we got to see more about him as a normal, and he's so different.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's definitely different, and you could see why he was able to take leadership because that's what he did in the military. He set up operation stations and everything, and it sucks because then like I know that Ellis kind of abandoned him when he needed somebody because like he lost his road dog, his Marine soldier. He lost her, and it was because of the town. I felt like she had some PTSD too. I felt like,
Yeah.
and then he was blaming himself because you saw it on her face. She was like, "You didn't come back last night, so you're dead." And I was just like, "Damn, that's what set her off." And it was sad. That was a sad episode.
It was, but it was so well written and executed.
Yeah, it was done really well. It was done really well because you believed, like she believed her psychosis so much that you knew she was going to shoot her son because she thought by shooting him he'd be waking up and being out of this, and that's what any good parent was going to do. So there was no talking her out of it. You had to shoot her, and that just sucks.
And then he had to make a choice.
Yeah, had to put her down.
And now the son hates him for it.
Yeah,
Forever.
and somehow Donna ended up with a mansion on the hill.
Yeah. She called dibs.
Yeah, I think she put in. I mean, she put in work. She obviously has some social skills to get everybody together. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, like early on in the season when old girl was going crazy and like hearing voices and stuff, like I thought her brother wasn't real because it was like 3 episodes before someone else talked to him. So I was like, she really crazy. That's what I was thinking. I was like, this man ain't even there. Ain't nobody seen him.
I did think of one thing that I can agree with. What is dude's? I would keep wanting to call him Tom. His name is Jim. Jim's wife. When they first arrived, and Donna was like, "Oh, they get to choose where they want to live," and the teenage daughter was like, "I'm going to Colony House," and she was like, "No, you're not. You stay with us." And Donna was like, "Well, she gets to choose." No, you don't get to tell me what my child can do. I don't think so.
Red flag.
That's the only time I agreed with her. I was like, yes, she's right. But Jim was like, no, let her go.
They told her it was shut the fuck up. I was like, yeah, like let this family fate. They don't know your weird ass rules.
Yeah.
And then she like, we go in the Colony House too. I'm like, oh, hold up, no. I knew they were gonna get the dead people's house. I knew they were gonna get the dead people. I was like, they had such luck because it just opened.
We have a fresh slot just for you.
Just for you. The box man's house is on the market now. Man.
Hey, Grandma. Is that you, Grandma? You want to come inside? Seriously.
Sherm said, I'm not going to lie. I agree. Colony House people, I don't like. They feel
come on.
Yeah, I don't like Colony House people. I feel like they're all up there trying to avoid some kind of work. I don't know what work they avoiding because only one person handles the farm. Only one person handles the diner. Like, I don't know what you were avoiding, but and then you up there just smoking weed. You can do it down there. I'm sure Kenny gets high all the time. Kenny looks like he just goes in his bed and he goes get high.
He's probably afraid to get high because as soon as he does, he's gonna have a heart attack. He's one of those people.
Or people that get paranoid.
You so mean.
Okay, Kenny's great. I will be there too, Jerm. It seems like it will be fun. Only if I had the room that Fatima has, or because she has a bigger room than anybody else, and it seems like she doesn't share it, or that attic space that she showed her the entire whatever the city. So if you get to pick your spaces.
I just thought of another reason why I could not stay at Colony House. The brick walls bother me because the way the grout is like oozing. It's not smooth out. Whoever did that brickwork, it's anxiety inducing. I can't look at those.
Well, that's why the other house fell down because whoever doing the construction.
Who's doing this?
Yeah.
That's true. Like you living in these houses don't even know if the monsters built them like traps to fall on you. Like, but you would know if you talk to Victor. But
that's a really good point. We don't even know what town this actually is. And if it's actually a real place that has a real history and things just sort of fucked up.
It's the bad place. That's what it is.
It is the bad. No, it's definitely the bad place.
Like Victor just has so much that he could tell us.
Yes.
Would you believe him? Like,
yeah, because he's been there. They found a photograph. On a photograph with him with that same lunchbox.
Besides that, because they're all like, everybody's like doubting Victor, like you get in this tree and it'll take you somewhere. What? That's crazy. You know what's crazy? Fucking things that are eating us at night. That's what's crazy. The fact that we going in circles and can't leave this town. You need to stop. You worrying about the wrong thing. Get in the tree. That's
I don't know, because how else would a 3-year-old describe something other than the way Victor probably would describe something? So he has no clue what he's talking about. A dragon jumped down. It probably wasn't a dragon. Actually, it probably was. It probably was.
And I think I misspoke earlier. I referred to Victor as being non-neurotypical, and then it occurred to me, if he's seen what he's seen at a certain age, he's not non-neurotypical. He's stunted because of trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's wrong with him. He's
Yeah.
stunted in that age. And
Mhm.
you and him carrying the lunchbox is a dead giveaway of that,
Mhm.
that he's just
And
stuck in that
peaches out the
time.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
peaches out
absolutely.
can. Like,
So that's why people won't listen.
Mhm.
I felt for him because when that kid was like, "Who drew this?" and he's like, "I did." He's like, "It's in crayon." I was like, "Damn, why you gotta come for him like that?" Victor was like, "Give me a fucking picture back." Like, damn, you had to do that to Victor, man. Yeah, Victor's my favorite character. So is the sheriff. I love Kenny. I don't know anyone. Kenny's mom grew on me at first. She was a little mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
I liked when she was hitting Jade with that spoon.
He'll withstand. He withstands the pain. He withstands the
Yeah.
rain. You know, I think he's
Team
gonna
Jade.
get more relatable, more
Mhm.
of a. I think he's gonna be a great person. Like at the end of the series,
He's gonna be the heart of the show.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's definitely
Yeah.
gonna be the heart of the show.
This man is rich as sin if he thought somebody was organizing this as some kind of birthday gift for him. Like, like someone bought out this mini town and have people acting this all out. He's like, this is amazing. I'm like,
He's like,
You
oh
got-
my god, they're all in. They're all
you
in.
got too much money. Like,
like it's Glass Onion, you know, or something like
Mhm.
that.
oh yeah.
Best
Yeah.
murder mystery. This is the awesome experience. Thank you
Mhm.
guys.
Now, Mike says, do we think this is a quest like the boys said and everyone has a role to play? Yeah, because when the kid brought that up, I was like, interesting. And how is that going to tie in with the rest of the show? You know, like I feel like we've seen Victor and, you know, certain things that he does, but I feel like it's still relatively early for us to know, like, what everyone's role in this quest is, you know, so to speak.
I don't think it's a literal quest. I do think that what they're doing is smart writing of them doing a parallel of that way to show the usefulness and case scenarios that people will go through. I think it's smart to do it that way, but I don't think it's literal that they are going through some type of quest.
Y'all
But
ever seen Once Upon a Time?
love it.
Yeah.
Team Regina.
Yeah, that kid is like Henry, and I don't like Henry.
I didn't like Henry Mills either, even when he was an adult. I didn't like him then.
That's the vibe that kid gives me sometimes. Like, I mean, yeah, you're cute every now and then, but then sometimes I'm just kind of like, he's like, it's the forget me tree. I was like, nah, man, you too old. Just say what it is. Like, you know, something went in there.
That's how Victor acts. Right? That's exactly how Victor acts. This is the forget me tree. Here's my lunchbox. I know what this is.
You leave Victor alone, okay? Victor's
Victor's
the key to everything.
Yeah.
I think the black boy with the visions is the key to everything.
Visions, nightmares. That was Final Destination right there. He's like, oh hell no.
Exactly.
And I'm wondering if he's meant to be a teenager also. I think he's looking at him, he looks like a teenager, but he could be in his 20s. I don't know what his character is supposed to be, but I feel like he's supposed to be a teenager.
I thought it was the guy from Runaways, but it was not.
No.
The Marvel show.
Which guy?
The black guy.
Yeah, the one on
the main one?
The one on the bus.
No, which guy from Runaways did you think he was?
The one who had the two black rich parents.
Oh no.
That's the show where the parents had like that secret room in the basement that looked like I don't know, like what one would imagine the Illuminati meets in.
Oh yeah.
That's who their parents
That's exactly what they were. Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
I started this show, but I didn't finish that show. I think what streaming service was it on?
That was on Hulu.
Freeform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was watching on Hulu. His seizure tore the house down.
Yeah.
What did we say earlier? Psychic gifts. A lot of these people have these gifts. If that's true, this would be a totally different show than we think it is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then I could buy into someone trapping them all there because they all have like different gifts or whatnot. Like, I think they're not asking the right questions. Like, they need to figure out why them.
Yeah.
Like each of them were all doing something, like going on some kind of journey when they all just kind of like disappeared. So I don't know. I feel like we really need to dive into who these people were and why the town would want to just pull them out of existence for a little bit.
I don't even know if they had a reason to until the couple, the two nurses.
Yeah.
Until
now
they knew each other. Now we like, okay.
Now they're gonna start thinking like, now they're gonna be like, why us? What is going on right now? So
great writing.
That was so messed up. Poor Kenny. Poor Kenny watched it all too.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kenny had a Shane moment, like how Shane watched how Shane watched his friend come back from the dead and steal his woman from him. That's how it was in The Walking Dead. That was Kenny's moment.
He's probably going to kill her by the end of it. The entity is going to prey on that side of Kenny, and then he's going to kill the girl.
Why are you so dark?
Kill the girl.
yeah. I'm like, shit. That would kind of ruin Kenny's character.
Maybe Kenny could just move on. Like,
no.
Like
maybe
Amber and Dexter.
Maybe she could choose Kenny. Maybe they could be a throuple. That's what they were trying to do. Or I thought that's what they were trying to do with that teenage girl at Colony House. I was like, they look like they're trying to get a throuple. They need to go get their daughter. But
nah.
That's what can happen.
I want to be with my homegirl.
She says she wants to go home and be married. Well, now you ain't go home, but you could be married.
Surprise.
Yeah, and we can all be married. There you go, throuple it. I've seen brother husbands. I know how that works.
Let me know when Kenny starts hearing voices. Then we'll talk about it.
Ooh.
He won't. He's saying. Unlike the other ones.
But we'll see. Like, the stress of all this, because I started to see, like, in the first episode, I'm like, okay, it looks like it was taking a toll, mentally, and all this other stuff is going on. So I'm just like, who knows? We may see, we may actually see that portrayed.
It's the same day as the finale, so like this is a long ass day. The Tower of Babel just got knocked down, and here we are. And then this bus of people just came in. You shot out a tire. Your ex just came. Now I'm screwed. I can't get none. So this is a rough day for Kenny.
Yeah, because who's gonna move that bus out the road? Like,
that bus is just there now.
And who do we blame? We blame Donna. She's a little too trigger happy. She need to think things through. See, if she thought things through, we would all still be in Colony House, all safe. Yeah, they need to Colony House full of people that don't talk to each other. They don't talk to Victor. They don't talk to that dude that was leaving roses outside. Should have asked him what the hell he was doing.
Yeah, Colony House was.
I bet if they talked to him a little more, he wouldn't need a vampire girlfriend. He would have had friends.
Colony House will be better after that last attack because they thought they were pretty invincible. But once that attack happened, like, oh shit, we need to tighten up around here.
Yeah, they didn't nail down no windows. They thought everything was cool.
Having a good time.
I don't even know why people have windows in this town. Like, back to the living in town thing. Number one, I'd be living in town. Number two, the windows will be boarded up. What do I need windows for?
That's true.
Just knock them out. Knock it out.
I don't need windows. I'm boarding up everything.
Yeah.
I know they said that rock don't work around your neck, but I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna walk around with it just in case I get locked up somewhere.
Just it's gotta work. And so maybe you just put like a box over yourself.
Yeah.
Like
just draw a box in the sand. You just like draw a box in the sand. Like you can't argue with me about how it worked. We just found this. Calm down.
Please.
Yeah. Because what's her face saved them by just making a nice little room. I didn't think it was gonna work. I was like, they definitely gonna die, but she made it work. Saving Ellis's life.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Ellis because he just jumped out a window to save his own life, and she brought him right back into that damn house. I was like, damn. She was like, we gotta get inside. Ellis is like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know, what are your final thoughts about, you know, I'm gonna ask everybody what their final thoughts are about this episode, you know, episode 1 of season 2. What about you, Tamon? What's your final thoughts?
I am ready to dig into all these questions that I have about the show. I want them to start answering some things. I was impressed again at the layers that they're showing in the different characters. Um, Kenny's mom. You made a great point, Shot. Her character, so we don't talk about her enough, and just her little things that she brings to the show is amazing. I want to know about who's going to die on this bus, and I hope it happens quickly. I'm excited to see the story unfold with Boyd, and I want to know where Sarah is, the one who got him in that tree. Where does she end up? So maybe that will happen next week. We'll figure out where she went, and that spider situation that they were in at the finale before they ran to the tree. I need answers, people, and I need them quickly.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
I completely understand. We all need answers. This show is a bowl of questions, of unanswered questions, you know.
Yeah.
Now, what about you, Shasha? What are your
I'm gonna add to Tamon's questions. I need to know who the man chained up in the dungeon attic is. I need to know why Jade is seeing the same creepy ventriloquist dummy that Victor sees. I need to know. So there's so many things. Who is the voice on the radio that, you know, in the season finale? Who is that? There's so much that needs to be explained. Are they in an alternate universe? Are they in a vortex? What are they in another realm of being, like purgatory? Like what is this that we're watching? And I want the people in purgatory in Colony House to die before the people on the bus. I feel like let us get to know the people on the bus. One person I want to say from Colony House, the black sister with the braids. Give her some lines and make her a more central character.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call this episode: the black sister with the braids.
Black sister with the braids, please.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Sylvester? What were your final thoughts of the episode?
My final thoughts was it was all the episodes have been great. It was a great episode. I think the storytelling was really great. I needed more bodies. I needed somebody to die. We haven't seen anyone die for a while. I want to know where the monsters are coming from. Does it come from the town? If you die of natural cause, do you become one of these vampire things? I want to know what's going on. People on the bus, I don't care about them. And Colony House, you know, their time is coming. The reckoning is coming for the colony.
Justice for Colony House. I can't take this. I cannot sit here and take this any longer because all they're doing is
they done partied their time up. They done had a good time, and now it's time to go.
We need this case, okay? What about you, Ty?
But I think my final thoughts for the episode was, I think it was pretty good, you know, the tone and everything. I am excited for the way they set things up and what's going to happen with that collapsed house and who's under there, and you know how they're going to survive the night.
Yeah,
you know, I'm really excited about that. And also I want the weather explained more, because even when the lady was dressed, you know, she was dancing in the rain, I was just like, do you even know if this is real water? Like what's going on here?
Don't matter.
There's a lot of things going on, and I also thought about, like, they're out in a very rural area, so I'm like, you know, do they get tornadoes? There's a tornado. Do they ever get like a tornado that just blows past, rips everything up, and then the next day, like, you know, everything's fine again? Like, there's so many.
They will if they build another tower. That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely. We told you once. Okay, I told you once.
Now it's time for a tornado.
Yep. Then a flood, and then a fire. You know, we can
But yes, that's been the first episode of our From Breakdown. You know, me hosting with my co-host, you know, Tamon Kane, you know, Scream King himself. You know, tell him about a little bit about the things that you got going on, Tamon.
Yes, my name is Tamon Kane. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. I'm a gamer as well, so I'm playing Dead by Daylight, all of that fun stuff. You can also find me on Scream Kings Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. You can find all of our episodes. I put all the information in the bio or in the link or wherever you put stuff. And yeah, you can also follow my book page, jointhefraternite.com, www.jointhefraternite.com. I would love to have you remember. So yes,
Yes. Thank you. And what
thank
about you,
you.
Lady Shasha, horror freak? You know, thank you for joining us tonight. You know, a special, very special guest. You know, tell them a little bit about what you got going on.
Thank you so much. Well, my channel is called What Did I Just Watch? And I talk about horror, sci-fi, and sometimes thriller movies, especially these black thriller movies that Tubi's been coming out with. I'm going to start covering a lot more of those. But I'm also working on Cabin in the Woods Film Festival with
Yes.
Crystal Connor, who was on Tyrone's channel. Was it last week or the week
Yes.
before last? Yeah. So that's coming up this August from 23rd to the 26th. On Saturday night, I'm going to join Sledgehammer Horror, and we're going to be talking about all the Evil Dead movies, including the new Evil Dead movie.
Oh, nice.
And then
Nice.
on Sunday night, I'm going to be on the Guilty Pleasure Gang. I don't recall which channel it's going to be on because we kind of round robin, like every week every month we change it to a different person's channel, but I'll put it on my community tab and also on my Instagram. And the Guilty Pleasure Gang is a group of us talking about movies that we know are bad, but that we enjoy anyways.
Yes.
And the last time I had it on my channel, we talked about was it a couple Puppet Master movies we talked about, I believe?
Oh, Puppet Master. I love Puppet Master.
So I got those things coming up. I still got to do my own review of Evil Dead Rise, which I have some great things to say about it. And there was a couple other things that not that they're bad things, but just things that I think could have been a little bit different. Anything else coming up? I can't think of anything else, but I do have TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, and they're all at Horror Freak. And I'm gonna put that I'm putting it in the chat right now because it's not spelt regular. It's horror and then FREQ like frequency.
Yes.
Comes from old, like a podcast I used to have when I was in college, and it was on Apple. I think it was Apple Podcast or something like that. We had a podcast called Freak Radio, and it was FREQ because that's all we could think of at the
Yes. Yes. Amazing. And what about you, Sylvester Barzey?
I am Sylvester Barzey. I am the author of the Planet Dead series and the Round series. Yeah. I have a few things coming out this year. I have like Zombie Pirates in the Dead Soil, which is coming out with Darklit Press. And then I have a Vampire Apocalypse book, which is called Youngblood, which should be coming out either late this year or next year. But aside from all that, Viola Davis said she wants to do a zombie movie. So 100% of my focus is trying to get her to notice Planet Dead. So if you know Viola Davis, or if she is watching this, you can be Catherine Briggs. Don't ignore what everybody says. We could age it up. I don't care. We could do whatever we need for you. You just sign on the dotted line. It's all yours. And that's it. You can find me at Sylvester Barzey on all social medias, and you can find me at my website, www.sylvesterbarzey.com.
Yes. Thank you. I'm gonna put everybody's links in the description, you know, tomorrow morning, so you'll be able to hit up everybody, and you know, everything will be all organized and such, you know. And I'm the Evil Tyrone. You know, you can find me on this channel, you know, with where I do my horror interviews with other horror content creators of all across the spectrum of all, you know, of all types, you know, whether they're directors, writers, or whatever. Like if you want, or you just want to talk horror, you know, just let's go, you know. And then having fun with the horror discussions, you know, now. So I've got an Evil Dead one actually coming up on Saturday as well, with a couple fun people from the community, and also I've got a interview with Ali Tran, who's an awesome TikToker. She's definitely repping it hard and big for the horror community on TikTok. So she's going to be joining me Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on EO Live, ladies and gentlemen. So, but yes, thank y'all for joining us for episode 1 of the of season 2's breakdown, hosted by me and my buddy over here, Tamon Kane. We had some special guests drop by, Sylvester Barzey and Lady Shasha. It was amazing,
Yeah.
so hopefully, and you guys are welcome back anytime, whenever you're free, when we do these things. So because we always love chopping it up with other people who have seen the show and share
Mhm.
passion, especially because it's on an app that not everybody has. Like, I feel like
I don't even know how it works. I don't even know how I got it.
I feel like more people should be talking about this show. Which
Yes.
is
They
why
should.
we do this.
It is 100% just because of whatever that app is. MGM. Yeah, it's 100% because of them.
Yeah, if this was on HBO or Netflix or even Shudder,
my
it would get talked
gosh.
about way more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
So it's an opportunity for MGM to have a platform that actually has quality programming. So let's keep that up.
And if you have YouTube TV, apparently you can watch it, because that's how I found it.
Know that.
Yeah. That's how I found it on YouTube TV.
Oh,
I used Amazon Prime,
I'm still
and then
on
me too.
Yeah, YouTube TV.
I
it
went
had all the
straight to the app.
episodes up. Oh, see, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I
Download it.
I only use.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I only use YouTube TV, my sister's YouTube TV, to watch Love After Lockup. That's the only place I can watch it.
Oh my god.
Man, that show is a whole nother thing.
Love After the Colony. That's another.
Sorry, Kenny.
It would be. Oh, Kenny would be someone like Love After Lockup, wouldn't he? Dang, just he's not getting the picture.
No, he's giving more 90 Day Fiance.
But thank y'all in the chat as well. Horror Movies and Beyond. Ivories for stopping by. Michael Anthony stopping by. Germ stopping by. Thank you. Everybody in the chat, Jaleesa earlier stopping by. Thank you. Cray Dre stopping by. And I know it's somebody else that I'm missing that stopped by. Utaka, thank you for stopping by earlier. Thank you for showing love. This has been the inaugural episode of the From Season 2 breakdown. Catch us next week, folks. Not at Wednesday, because I'll be on vacation, but Saturday. It's gonna be on the flyer. So it's Saturday. It's the special one. Plus that Friday is Cinco de Mayo. So
it's not a
tacos
thing.
and tequila. Gotta get it popping, So yes, but we'll definitely be back next week to chop it up. And if you are interested in the show, if you like the show and you want to get on here and talk with us, let us know. We'll send you the link. We always welcome other guests, because we got to get the show out there, folks. We got to get the show out there.
Yes.
But yes, that's is the end of the episode. And as always, peace, love, and horror, people. And we're out. Shout out to MGM Plus.